What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your review of Love and Listings season 1, episode 8, which is actually the season finale. Um, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. And I saw something today where they said that this show, that they filmed this like 2 years ago. Now I know that there's like a turnover time, but 2 years, that's a long time that all this stuff went down. But whatever. So, anyway, so um actually I'm thinking the reason why I'm pausing is because now I'm thinking like this whole situation with Kat might make sense, because when did Kat move to California? Because remember, I was like, why is she flying back and forth to Chicago? Because last I checked, she lives in California now. She's opened up her own shop and everything. And they were even rumblings about her getting her own spinoff. I think her tattoo shop is called, it starts with an E. And they were actually going to do a spinoff. But anyway, that's a whole nother. Anyway. So, we start this episode off. Let me tell you something. My favorite person on this whole season has been Eric. And I know I've gotten Eric's name wrong a few times, but Eric is my man. Because Eric is like, look, I'm not really here for all the, like, I'm just trying to make some money. Like, I know I got this camera in my face, and I know I agreed to be on this little show or whatever. But at the end of the day, I am about my coin, and I'm not going to let this hoo-na-na mess it up. So he goes to have a conversation with Ajane, because he says, look, at the end of the day, and what I like what he said to her, because he asked her point blank, look, I'm getting two different versions of this story, but I haven't heard from you yet. So you tell me what it is. He said, because I'm going to be honest with you, Andrew was basically saying it didn't happen. And so, of course, she immediately got upset and got emotional, and she was like, look. And at first, I didn't like the way she handled it at first, because at first she wasn't coming right out saying he's a liar. You know what I mean? She was doing all that. Well, if that's what he say happened, happened. I know what happened. No, it's not that. Your boss is coming to you. And what Eric said was, and again, I like what he said. He said, look, a mistake, understandable. A lie, I can't do it. So basically, if you slept with this man knowing that he had a fiance, that was a mistake. It happens. I can deal with the mistake. But if you are lying on him, saying that y'all slept together and it didn't happen, that I can't do. And I was like, and I think when he said that to her, it opens her up, and then I think she felt a little bit more comfortable saying, yes, this is what happened. And he believed her. It seemed like he believed her. So then we see Zach and Andrew hook up. And, Andrew was like, I really appreciate Zach reaching out to me, because, after the other night, I felt kind of ganged up on, and I just wasn't really sure how things stood with me and the guys, but he reached out to me, and I really appreciate it. And Zach was like, Andrew's my boy, and I really want to believe him, so, I wanted to kind of chop it up with him, but I do have a property for him that, that a client of his might be interested in, but I also kind of wanted to just kind of chop it up. So Andrew, once they got past the business piece of it, and Zach started talking to him about what happened, Andrew was like, oh, so this wasn't about business? No, this wasn't about business. Because here's the thing. Nobody believes you, Andrew. And I don't know why it seemed like the fellas didn't believe him. Because, I can understand the girls not believing him, but it seemed like the fellas didn't really believe him either. And I don't know if he has a reputation. I don't know if they just, Ajane. I don't know. But they didn't believe him. They can try to come up with something different, but they ain't believe his story. And once again, Andrew defended himself, said it didn't happen, that, he's going to marry his woman, and he don't want nothing to ruin it. He don't want nothing to mess it up. And see, the more and more he kept wording things that way, the more and more I was like, he guilty. Because he kept saying, I just don't want anything to mess it up. I don't want anything to mess it up. But my thing is, but if you're not guilty, if you innocent, like, right? So then we see Taylor and Jacob. Taylor's taking Jacob to go, drop him off to take his test again. And they're sort of back to normal. Like, and he tells her, he said, look, I really appreciate, us being back here. Like, I'm just glad that we were able to get back where we need to be. Our friendship is intact. I kind of got sidetracked and hung out with Sarah, kind of did some other things, but I'm glad that we're friends again. And she was like, she said, Taylor was being Taylor. She said, you just remember that I'm the MVP, and go on and knock this test out because I ain't bringing you no more. Like this, I'm not dropping you off to take this test anymore. He's going to knock it out. And so we see him go in to take his test and everything. So then we see Taylor. There's a listing for Mac Wiles. Andrew can't take him. And so this is Taylor's this is her chance. Remember, at the beginning of the season, it was, I'm ready to go out on by myself. I'm ready for celebrity clients. I can handle it. I don't need to be handled anymore. I don't need to, be babysat. I'm ready to do this. So he tells her, look, I double booked. This is your opportunity. You're going to show him these listings. I'm going to tell him you're coming. Basically, don't screw it up because you pretty much still on probation from that whole little open house fiasco when you was cussing Sarah out. And so Taylor knew, like, this was it. And she shows up in a McLaurin. Now, I'm not a big car person, but even I know that that's a big deal. And they flirting a little bit, but I don't think she was too out of pocket. You know what I mean? Like, she flirted a little bit. And she was like, look, I had a crush on it. And it's so funny to see these different generations, because when he said Mac Wiles, the first thing she said was 90210. Oh my gosh, I had such a crush on him. Blah 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 blah. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, you talking about the reboot? See, I remember the original. Right. Anyway, so she showed in the penthouse and everything, and it seemed to go really well. And at the end, he didn't commit to anything, but he did say that, he wanted her to be his realtor until he found the property he was looking for. And so that seemed to go really well. Jacob done passed the test, honey. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Jacob done passed the damn test. So Jacob is ready to sell some properties, okay? We don't see him. It's the season finale, so we don't see him sell nothing, but he ready. Now, Zach is in love with Kat, okay? Zach is ready to go all in. He is ready to put a ring on it. He is ready to plan the rest of their lives. He is ready for all of that. Kat, on the other hand, you ever seen a couple where one person is clearly more into the other person? And that's what Kat and Zach were. I think Kat liked Zach. I think she enjoyed what Zach did for her. I think she enjoyed, the lifestyle that Zach has. But I don't think she was ever interested in anything long-term with him, because when he said, let's move in together, like, let's make this work, let's make this happen, she just didn't seem excited at all. Like, for most people, now, I'm not a moving kind of girl, but that's not what she said. She didn't even say, well, I'm not interested in living with my boyfriend, da-da-da. She was just like, I don't know. I mean, I just like my independence, and, I mean, let's just wait and see how this goes. And Zach was like, see how this goes. Like, I thought we were going. Like, I thought we knew where this was going. Like, I thought we were on the same page. Like, what does this mean? See where this goes. Zach ain't feeling it at all. I think he got his little feelings hurt. And, the cameras are rolling, so I'm sure there's a little part of him that might have even been a little embarrassed. Like, the hell she mean, see where this goes? So, Sarah is having a party to celebrate her 1 year in the business. This is her first year moving out to LA and getting into real estate, and she was very successful with it, and she just wanted to celebrate that 1 year. And of course, we know Sarah's story, honey. Sarah's straight out of rehab, honey, and it was rough before that. So everybody's down to Sarah's party. This is gonna be a quick review because it wasn't a whole lot there. Anyway, everybody's down to Sarah's party. Now, Samantha is there. Zach shows up with Kat, and Samantha is still talking shit. And talking about so the aloof Kat finally shows her face. Oh, and she got on red like me. I don't know why Zach trying to embarrass her, because he knows she can't rock this dress like I rock this dress. And I was just like, why are you still being so catty? And why are you hating on Kat? Kat ain't done nothing to you. All Kat is sleeping with your man, or the man you want, but she ain't done nothing to you. And that whole storyline has been pissing me off and irritating me. And Zach and Kat don't really seem to be on the same page. But again, remember, Zach is sort of kind of feeling like maybe we're not moving in the right direction, and I need to get off this train before it keeps going, because for me, I know this is what I want, and I want it with her, and she ain't where I want to be, then I can't keep playing this game. But they end up introducing each other, and it was kind of awkward. But they're all sitting around or whatever. But honey, they are only the appetizer to the main event because Ajane and Eric show up. And Sarah's thing was, I ain't want to invite Ajane or Andrew because I really don't want no drama. But if only one shows up but the other one doesn't, that's cool. So at first, Ajane was there and it was no problem. Then here come Andrew. Now we got a problem. So I don't remember who it was, but somebody, I think it might have been Eric, because again, I told y'all, Eric about his business. Eric was like, look, Sarah, I know this your party and everything, but here's the thing. I need to know who the liar, because I don't do business with liars. And he said the same thing that he said to Ajane. He said, look, if y'all made a mistake, y'all made a mistake. But if you lying, then that's the problem I have. I can't do the lying. I can't deal with the lying. So they end up getting into this big argument. And of course, Andrew, right there to Ajane's face, is like, she's a liar. And it didn't happen. And he's even like being real indignant. Well, I hope you getting everything you want out of this. I mean, I hope you're getting what you want out of this. And Ajane was like, what is it that I'm getting out of this? Like, I'm looking like a hoe. I'm looking like a home wrecker. Like, what am I getting out of this? Now, I normally don't look at other people's reviews before I look at my review, before I do my review. But I did actually click on Alexander Rogers' review today. And he did bring up a good point. Because I wasn't thinking about it from this point of view, because I was just like, well, Ajane, because when she told Sarah and Sam, I knew it was going to get out that she slept with him. But he was like, if you don't have anything to gain, then why would you even say anything? Like, why didn't you just sit on it? I mean, people have affairs all the time, and they don't never tell nobody. It just is what it is. It just, And so now I'm kind of thinking that, but I'm going to go back to my original thought. But of course, Andrew is just playing this whole, and so Andrew was like, well, first of all, let me talk to the fellas. So of course, immediately Samantha's like, well, what's that supposed to mean? Why you can't talk to all of us? Why you got to talk to the fellas? Why you can't talk to all? And Samantha, just as much as she was getting on my nerves with the Zach and Kat thing, she getting on my nerves now. Because even though I understand where she's coming from and I understand her mindset in this, you really irritating me. Like, you're really irritating me. So then Ajane gets real excited and indignant. And she was like, look, is this how you want to do this? Is this how you want to carry it? Is this how you want to carry it? That's a DC thing. Is this how you want to carry it? She said, because, I can pull out the text messages. Eric was like, pull them out. Because I just need to know who lying. So first Andrew was like, well, I can pull him out too. He pulls his phone out, right? But then I think when he realizes that Ajane really is about to pull up some text, he was like, I got evidence too. I got timelines too. Honey, Ajane was like this. She had her phone. And you know how when you on a mission, you like, she was scrolling, honey. She was scrolling. I said, oh yeah, she about to find that. I don't know what she looking for, but it's in there. She said the last time we slept together was the night of Sarah's birthday party. I said, what? We saw them the night of Sarah's birthday party. Now, mind you, the night of Sarah's birthday party was after the beach situation when he called himself confronting everybody at the beach and basically paid Ajane dust and was talking about how much he loved his fiance and he didn't want to mess nothing up and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, so basically, after he embarrassed you and disrespected you and disregarded you, you slept with him again? All right, then, whatever. But it still made me be like, well, dang, that was like we were filming when that went down. Oh, okay, cool. Honey, she pulled up them texts from the night of Sarah's birthday party, and she had texts from Andrew talking about, I miss you already. And then it proceeded from there. But trust and believe, by the time they got done with them texts, there was no mistaking that they had slept together at some point in time. Andrew, you looking real bad right now. Honey, all Andrew could do. So then she was like, and he was trying to say it wasn't him. So she was gonna say, well, let's just call the number. Oh, I don't have my phone. My phone's in the car. You just had your phone in your hand. That's when everybody was done with it. I think if there was any minute feeling that Andrew might have been telling the truth, that's when everybody was just like, okay, yeah, you lying. Because now you playing. Now you playing talking about you left your phone in the car when we just saw your phone in your hand. Now, maybe he has more than one phone because a lot of business people have two phones. But that ain't what he said. He didn't say, because see, first of all, to even say my phone is in the car means that you know that phone about to ring. Because if it's not my number, I don't give a damn what you call. Matter of fact, that'd have been all the more reason for me to let you call the phone if I know the phone ain't gonna ring. If I know my phone in the car, I'd be like, especially if that's my side phone and I got my main phone in my pocket, I'd take my phone out and be like, see, it ain't ringing. It ain't me. So he must have known that the minute she hit that send button on that, hit that call button on that phone, it was gonna be a wrap. And at that point, it was nothing he could do but hang his head and walk about the joint. He tried to play it off and leave, go to the bar and get a drink, and then slide out. But honey, that was a reverse walk of shame. Okay. And then they just kind of gave us the little, you know how they do the little epitaph at the end with what everybody's doing now. Jacob, well, we know he passed the test. Kat and Zach broke up. Sarah has opened up her own brokerage firm, so she's doing her own thing. Ajane quit her waitressing job, honey. She didn't close a couple of deals, and she could pay her bills without the Hooters. And that's pretty much it. I don't think nobody else was doing nothing earth-shattering, honey. Zach and Samantha still flirting. I would never sleep with her just on GP. I would never sleep with her ass again just on GP, but anyway. Anyway, y'all, that was the finale. I don't know if we're gonna get a second season. If it took them 2 years to put this one on, I don't know if anybody's any interested in getting a second season. But we will see. We will see. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.